Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be starting a new series called Build Breakdown, where we go over some of the awesome builds that come through our shop and take a deep dive into component choice, as well as into all the little details that make every one of these bikes so unique. We figured what better way to start this series off than to go over some of our staff's bikes and get you introduced to both the staff behind the brand, as well as what rigs that they're riding. Kicking off this series, we're going to start with my personal bike. This is a S-Works 2022 Enduro, nicknamed the Blingduro. Starting with the first thing that everybody always asks about, including the reason this bike is named the Blingduro. The bike is painted with a 24 karat gold leaf paint job on the linkage and on our Betterbolt's Fox top caps. The rest of the bike has stickers done by Stickered, who took the paint job pictures I sent him and did his best to recreate everything to match, to make sure that the rest of the bike matched the theme of the paint job here. He did an awesome job. Everything looks so good. It's all printed on gold foil, so it shines just the same that the 24 karat gold leaf does in the linkage. It goes without saying that this bike is covered in Betterbolts. Gold titanium from top to bottom. Every single bolt on this bike has been switched out to gold tie. Starting here at the front of the bike, this bike has a Fox 38 factory fork. Again, stickers all by Stickered, and it has our Betterbolt's top caps, both the HSC side and the air side, both painted with the 24 karat leaf paint job. I'm running a Butcher 2.6 T9 casing from Specialized, and the brake lines on these Magura MT7s with the HC3 levers are going to be from Jaguar. I did their clear casing, so it gives it almost a braided look, and it really plays in with the theme of this bike. A closer look here at the brake setup. This is that Jaguar line with the clear coating, and this is the Magura MT7 race line with the HC3 lever. I've been loving these brakes. I'm a huge fan of the Maguras, and this HC3 lever makes a huge difference. We may be developing some Magura levers here in the future with our Freedom Coast brand, so stay on the lookout for that sort of thing, because I am a huge proponent for getting some brake levers on these brakes. Holding these race lines onto the bike are our Freedom Coast brake adapters. This one here is a prototype version. This V4 is actually the one that ended up being the final version of the brake, but I think it's pretty sweet to keep running this prototype brake adapter here. It's kind of a start to that product, so it's kind of cool to see it here on the bike. Again, gold tie everywhere possible. Brake adapters are mounted with gold tie, the brake pad pins, the brake rotor bolts, everything here. The whole theme of this bike is gold, hence Blingduro. Moving on to the shock choice on this bike, this is a RockShox Super Deluxe Ultimate. This is their newer one with the hydraulic bottom out, and I have been a huge fan of this shock. I usually run coil shocks on the back of my Enduro bikes, and this has been no exception. This has been one of the better shocks that I've run. The coil spring here has a powder coat paint job to it with some gold flake inside to kind of match the theme of the rest of the bike, and I've been loving this shock so much. Here for the drivetrain, we went with XO1 cranks. Since this is a Enduro, I didn't want to go with the XX1 cranks because they are hollow. These XO1 cranks are a little bit stronger, so we went with those. It has the SRAM XX1 copper cassette and copper chain. This was about as gold as the decals could get here, so I felt like the copper was a little bit of a better look and a good contrast to the gold on the rest of the bike. There's a XX1 axis derailleur. This bike is not compatible with transmission, so that is as high as we can go with the derailleur here. And then again, gold tie everywhere we can. Gold tie on the MRP chain guide, on the pulley bolts, and the rest of the linkage as well. This also shows off the matching stickers that Stickered did for the wheels. Speaking of wheels, these are the Revol Traverse SL wheels from Specialized. I've been loving these wheels. They've been super strong. They almost never go out of true, and I haven't broken one yet. In the front, I run a Butcher 2.6 T9 casing, and in the rear, I run a Butcher 2.3 T9 casing as well. I do have an XC version of Cushcore in the rear wheel just for some added protection, but I have been loving this setup. I have great grip, and these wheels have been phenomenal. Up here at the Cockpit, this is a deity copperhead stem. This is a 50mm stem. It is the one that the bike came with. However, I swapped out the black one for this platinum color. It gives the gold a little bit of a better contrast. We're running a RockShox dropper paddle over here for our Axis dropper seat post, and we're running a RockShox rocker paddle for the XX1 derailleur. Lastly, rounding out this bike build, I've got the Axis reverb dropper, as well as a Specialized power saddle. This is the Power Mirror Pro. This is one of the most unexpected things that I thought I would like on this saddle. For how expensive this saddle is, I thought I was not gonna be a huge fan. I thought I was gonna be upset about how much it costs the whole time. It really does make a big difference. This is one of the most comfortable saddles I've had, and it's probably gonna make its way onto the rest of my bikes as well. If you made it this far, huge thank you for sticking around to the end and letting me talk about my bike. We're gonna be doing a ton more build breakdowns in the future, so check the playlist and see if we've done any other builds that you'd like to check out. Thank you so much for watching.